Not winning grants to grow your business is painful, but I've helped hundreds of founders win millions in for-profit corporate-style grants ranging from $10,000, $25,000, $75,000, even $150,000 plus checks. And after reviewing applications alongside the ones that actually get funded, even though you might not believe me, I can tell you with full certainty, grants are not that competitive. The founders winning them are not smarter than you. They don't have more experience. They don't even have more impactful business. They just don't make these 5 mistakes I'm about to walk you through. And this isn't just an opinion. This is what has gotten hundreds of my founders who have worked with me actual checks. So if you've applied before and heard nothing, or you're getting ready to apply for the first time, make sure you stay. It's going to be a short one because one of these mistakes is probably the reason you're still waiting. And make sure you stay for all of them because number 5 weeds out 99% of applications. Mistake number 1 is not reading the terms. I know it sounds super obvious, but let me explain. You would be shocked how many founders spend hours on an application for a grant they were never going to win. Grants have criteria regarding their industry, their requirements, sometimes around revenue thresholds, even geographic restrictions, business structure requirements. And some are only for nonprofits, and some are only for US-based for-profit businesses. Some require you to have been operating for at least 1 or 2 years. And most founders skip straight to the application, seeing the dollar amount without any tiny bit of due diligence. Here's the tactic I give every single founder before they touch the application. If you think you might be a fit, but you're not 100% sure, email the organization directly and ask. Something simple like, hey, I run X type of company at Y stage, and I meet all the criteria except this one. Would I still be able to apply? For example, I worked with a founder who was $500 off the revenue requirement, and another who didn't have a co-founder, but they required one. After emailing the organization to ask, both of these founders were accepted to apply. Grant organizations want to fund the right people, and they'll tell you. And it saves you hours a week to work on something that was never going to move you forward anyways. Mistake number 2 is you didn't actually answer the question directly. This one costs more founders the win than almost anything else because, again, it's super basic, but hear me out. Grant reviewers work in a way where they have like this internal rubric, a literal checklist of boxes they're trying to check as they read through your application. Their job is to score you. And if you don't give them the answer they've been looking for in the format they asked for, they cannot give you the points. The person reviewing your application is probably not even a business owner or not even in your industry. So you have to spell it out for them and make it so easy to get you and what you do. For example, a grant requires a 60-second pitch video and you submit 61 seconds. They will throw it out, not because your pitch was bad, because you literally didn't follow the directions. It tells them you don't pay attention to detail. And detail is exactly what these funders are paid to notice. I was one of the FedEx small business grant winners years ago, and I was also then lucky enough to pick another winner years later. 10,000 people apply each year, but only 150 are really eligible and follow directions. So let me break it down. FedEx is a shipping company. If you're not shipping product, you shouldn't apply. They say so in their terms. Now, if they ask for details about who your competitors are and you only say how great your business is, that's not following directions, and they won't even keep reading your application. It's not personal. It's just that if these orgs get such a high volume of bad applicants, they really have to be picky. Let's say you tell the story and it brags about your product selection. Read every requirement like it's a contract. Answer each question directly before you say anything else. Give them the box to check first, then you can build the story around it. Now, mistake number 3 is the application sounds like everyone else's. Here's my rule of thumb. If you can copy a sentence from your application and paste it into someone else's pitch, a completely different industry founder, and it still makes sense, that means you need to delete or add detail. If you can paste a phrase or sentence like, we're growing at a rapid rate, that's your sign to delete or add detail. For example, a consumer food founder writes, all of our customers tell us our product is delicious. Well, okay, great. So every other consumer food business can say the same thing. That sentence tells a reviewer nothing about you or your traction, and it's subjective, or even why you should specifically win the money. So you want to replace it with something only you can say and quantify it if you can. For example, 83% of our customers reorder within 30 days, and we've had 250 4-star reviews on Amazon. Now that's specific enough, and you own that data. Fluffy generic answers tell a reviewer you either didn't try or used AI and didn't edit it. Now you can use AI, just make sure you tweak it so it's still you. Mistake number 4 is you didn't brag about yourself enough. This is not just a grant problem, but it's part of it. Founders undersell themselves constantly. Most people don't understand how grantors make decisions. They are not just funding a business idea. They are betting more on the founder. Before they believe in the company, they have to believe in the person running it. They want to give more money to the founder founder who will do the most right by them. And that founder who will execute and represent the organization well. That means your wins, your background, no matter how small, matter. The obstacles you've pushed through matter. The reason you're the right person to solve this problem matters. Did you bootstrap to your first 50K in revenue while we're working a full-time job? Say that. Did you spend X years in a complementary industry to prove that you have insider knowledge about the space? Say that. Did you run a survey of potential customers to collect early feedback and prove this is a problem we're solving? Say that. Grant reviewers are human. You want to give them something to root for. Your story is not a distraction from your application. Your story is the application. Mistake number 5, which you've all been waiting for, is the use of funds is too vague. And I hope you're ready. This is the number one reason strong applications get passed over, and it's the most fixable. I see founders write things like, the funding would have a huge impact on our business and help us continue to grow. That tells me 1, nothing, and 2, it tells the reviewer nothing. What they need to know is exactly what happens the second that money hits your bank account. Here's what this actually looks like. Instead of, this grant would be a huge impact, say $10,000 would allow us to hire a part-time operations assistant for 4 months, which frees up 15 hours a week for me to focus on our retail partnership pipeline. We currently have warm conversations that could add $40,000 in annual revenue if closed, or $20,000 would allow us to acquire 250 new customers, hire a part-time social media director, and invest $5,000 to update our packaging. Something specific like that. So if you can paste that detail into someone else's pitch, that applies. Don't give a generic use of fund answer. The more specific you and your goals, the better off you are. Now, even though a grant is not an investment, it's really an investment in your capabilities. Speak to it like it will have a specific return. Now, the reviewer can see it. They can picture the ROI for those grant dollars. They can justify the decision to the committee. Specific use of funds is not just a formality. It's proof that you're serious. Now, you've done the math. You will not waste the money. Here's the thing I really want you to leave with. Grants are not that competitive. And I mean that. Most of the applications at any given point are vague, generic, sloppy, and people are lazy. So the bar to stand out is not high. It just requires a bit of extra effort and attention. So read the criteria, answer the actual questions directly, be specific, tell your story, show them exactly where the money goes. If you do those 5 things, you are ahead of 99% of people in the application pool. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend, and comment what you want me to break down next.